Hey guys, this is Zeohawk. I'm going to do something a little different today. This is going to be a little different from what I would normally put on my channel. As some of you guys may or may not know, I like to draw. I actually have a bachelor's in animation, or it's a bachelor's of science degree. Um, you can see on the wall right there. So what I decided to do is show you guys one of the sketchbooks that I have that I like to keep around. This book is actually 11 by 13. It's pretty big, but normally I would use a 8.5 by 11 sketchbook. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a gander through the book. Okay, this one was actually an exercise from one of my earlier textbooks when I was in Hillsborough Community College when I was in Florida. This was studying light and shade. It's basically a rubber ball, and we were studying, the highlights, light and shadow, the core shadow, reflected light, and cast shadows. So that was basically an exercise for studying how light would hit an object. Over here was actually a study I did. Now this is actually a papaya. This is when I was working at Albertsons grocery store when I was still living in Tampa. And I remember during my break, I went to the produce department to say hi to the produce manager, and I just noticed this rotten papaya that he was, taking out of his stock, and he was going to throw it away. And he put it down on the counter. I said that looked interesting, so I was practicing light and shadow and shading, looking at the papaya, and a lot of people was just like, "Wow, you was able to capture how the papaya looked." And I was like, "Well, it looks okay, but that's basically what it is. It's a rotten papaya." Now over here, it's actually an early sketch of two characters, or two of my own characters. Over here, his name is Nova, and over here on this right, his name is Crimson. Now, I'm planning on doing either like an animated short, like a little mini series of short animations featuring these characters, but I'm still trying to work through the story, trying to fine tune it, make sure there's no plot holes, and let me know if you guys are interested in seeing that, because if you are, I'll definitely try to get started on that and post it up whenever I finish it. But these are basically earlier sketches. They're anthropomorphic characters. They're wolves. Well, he's a wolf, and he's like a mutt. He's like a coyote slash wolf. It's part of his story that I came up with. But these are basically earlier character sketches of these two characters I like to draw. Oh boy. Now over here, as you guys will know, all you anime fans, this is actually a picture of Naruto. And there's actually a little story to this one. This was when I was in high school when I did this one. Well, no, actually, I'm sorry. My first year in college, when I went to Hillsborough Community College, a friend of mine, he knew another guy who likes to draw, and he introduced us. And right from the beginning, I didn't like the guy because he just had this arrogant personality, think he was so much better than everybody. So what he would like to do is he would like to get together with his friends, get pictures of like characters from the internet, and they would draw them to see who could draw them the best. So he challenged me one time to a little contest, and what the picture was my friend Paul, who introduced me to this other guy. He actually had a copy of a Shonen Jump, and he made a photocopy for both of us, and we were supposed to draw the character. Now what would happen was the issue of Shonen Jump had the logo like right there, had some text over here right where his hand was, and had a couple pictures of like other anime characters that were featured in the issue right where his hands are cuffing the kunai. And what I decided to do was I kind of eyeballed it, because since the text was in the way, I kind of guessed where the hands and the rest of the clothing was, and I tried practicing, shading with the different kinds of pencils, the graphical pencils that I was issued when I was taking the classes, and I ended up beating the guy. And Well, because the reason why I won was because he had so many gaps, like right where the text were, so he didn't even try to bother filling in those gaps, and I ended up winning that one. So that's a picture of Naruto from an issue of Shonen Jump. Now over here, I have to turn the camera. Same kind of scenario. This is actually a character from a game called Tales of Symphonia for those who play video games, and it's got the same premise as this Naruto picture. Except the only difference is um, it was actually a poster in a magazine where the guy he felt embarrassed after everybody voted my Naruto drawing to be the best. So he challenged me again like a couple weeks later, and we used different characters, and I decided just to draw the main character while he drew like one of the female characters that would be over here. But I ended up beating him because he didn't. He drew him so small that nobody could see him, but I tried to go for full scale, and this drawing is actually pretty decent. I think it was okay for the time. So that's that illustration. Over here is actually another drawing of one of my own original characters, similar to the two characters you've seen before. Except this one is a fox. His name is Kitsu, and as you can tell, he's a ninja-like character, and he will actually be a part of the story with the other two characters I mentioned earlier. So that's that picture. Over here, this is actually a study I did of like objects in my room. This is actually an old stereo that we used to have in the house. That was an old VHS tape. There was my telephone. One of those pencil sharpeners, those old pencil sharpeners. And then on top, it's actually supposed to be one of the shirts that was hanging on my door that was dangling over this stuff. So, it's basically, I drew what I saw, and it looked pretty good to me. So, that's basically a study of, objects in my room. Over here is a picture of Dante from Devil May Cry, the video game. It looks pretty decent. Not really the best, but, it looks pretty good to me, at least. I try to practice shading again with the pencils, and, it don't look too bad. So, that's that. Over here is another anime character challenge I was in, drawing Inuyasha and Kagome from the poster of the first anime, or Inuyasha anime movie when it came out into the States. But personally, I hate that series. They just keep calling their names every episode, and nothing went anywhere. So that was a bad series. But this is basically another anime challenge. Over here is actually another one of my original characters. He's a tiger, and I actually updated his look a little bit, so he looks a little different from what he looks like in this picture. Just trying to see if I could draw the perfect circle on this page. Anatomy studies of like hands, feet from different angles. Just random stuff here. More random studies, poses, how things are looking from different perspectives. Another pose. More random stuff. Another random pose. Just random stuff, I guess, on these pages. It's supposed to be a picture of a wolf. I was just bored. I didn't care how it would look, so I just did it. This is actually my main character. I did one of those, I forgot the term for it, where you show the main character and an object that one of the characters possess. But yeah, it's just a random picture. A VHS tape from the top view and front view. Some random picture I drew. I can't remember where I got that from. A colored illustration of my original characters, so you see what they kind of look like in color. His color scheme is blue and gray, white and silver, red and gray, even though I changed it now to red and brown and orange. So let me cut the video and I'll be back.